Hey guys, Crazy Al here playing FTB episode 12, and I'm in my sorting facility that I'd showed off in the last episode. And yeah, things are going pretty good. I think I'm getting close to scraping the bottom on my quarry. And yeah, I'm getting tons of dirt, tons of cobblestone, and this thing's gonna fill up too. This is a mixture of items like gravel, marble, sand, sandstone, etc, etc. So yeah, it's gonna fill up and I'm gonna have an overflow. I can upgrade the chests, I can add more chests, or even better with these particular items, I can make myself a recycling center. And that's what I have built right here underneath this glass. I got my recycling system set up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove this glass here and just give a quick rundown of how this thing works. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. So it's pretty simple. What I have is I have that pneumatic tube coming out of the sorting facility over here, and I got these pneumatic tubes here painted to match the colors of those chests. So for example, here you see orange, aqua, white. And then you see orange, aqua, white here. So when these chests get full of the particular item that gets sent to them, they instead of going back and getting stuck into the tubes, they just come out here into my recycling facility and sent into these recyclers, which I have running off 128 EU. So for that, what I did is I upgraded the transformer, or I upgraded the machine with a transformer upgrade, so it can handle that power. So if I do take this out, essentially it's going to blow up these machines, because these machines by default run off the 32 EU per tick. And I got a lot of overclockers in this one, because this one handles the cobblestone and it comes in so fast that I got 6 overclockers going to keep it going, to make sure it doesn't backlog. And these ones are running 5, and this one's not even being used yet. This is kind of that random chest over here that's not full yet. And yeah, so it produces scrap, and it's not doing it right now because it's nighttime and my quarry isn't running. But essentially what happens is scrap gets pumped out of these machines via the buildcraft pipes into this one-way iron pipe, which is directed into this auto crafting table, which has this pattern in it, which is a pattern to build a scrap box. So what happens is scrap gets pumped into this, and then when it reaches, all of these reach 2 scraps, it produces 1 scrap box. The pattern always stays in here. But yeah, so what happens is it produces the scrap box, and the scrap box gets pumped out again via redstone engine, sorry. It gets pumped out into this thing, which is the Scrapboxinator. And this thing essentially just opens the scrap box for you. So it just basically right clicks the scrap box for you. And in each scrap box, there's a random item that, is inside the scrap box. And that random item is being pumped out now using red power, using the transposer. So the same system that I have running in my sorting facility. And it gets shot into the ender chest. So basically what that means is all of the items that are produced from the scrap boxes, the random items, are being sent back into my sorting facility for sorting. And here are some of the items that I've been getting from the scrap box. I've been getting food, which is always useful. I've been getting all kinds of, I guess, machine components like empty cells, water cells, rubber, and a whole bunch of different dusts that I've been getting. And I keep on getting more and more random stuff that I have to continue to add to the sorting facility. And I probably get a bunch of other stuff, just like normal stuff as well, like ores and coal and, gems and flint. You name it, you get it. It makes it. So here are some of the random items that are not in the sorting facility that the scrap box has been generating. And one of those is grass blocks. These bees have actually been coming out of the quarry. But things like signs, rotten flesh I've been getting, feathers, bones, slime, blah, 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 you name it. So tons of random items that I have been kind of going into the chest and grabbing them and then putting them into the sorting machines. So like, let's take this grass block, for example. We'll put it into this chest right here, which is kind of a random building material. So that's where the marble was. So if we could just find the machine that has that, and that's this one, and it's actually full. So I need to make another orange slot. I don't know if I have one in one of these sorting machines. I might already have one. Yeah, I do right here with so I just drop that in there. So now every time the scrap produces that, this thing grass blocks, it's going to be sent into the orange chest. So that pretty much covers how the recycling center is working. And I'm pretty happy with the setup. Yeah, I might have to modify it a little bit in the future. Obviously, once I start getting the matter, is it the matter fabricator to produce the UU matter, then I'm gonna probably use a lot of the scrap to speed up the process of making UU matter. But I'm not there yet, and I'll probably build that behind this wall. So yeah, I'm not there yet, and I don't want to rush myself to get to the UU matter. I kind of want to just take my time with FTB and just kind of fool around with all kinds of, you know, things before I start getting into the more, you know, end game kind of items and such. So yeah, like I said, that covers the recycling facility. And one thing that I do want to do in this episode is I kind of want to change my cactus farm. It's actually not running the full capacity. Like, it's actually small. It's kind of too small. I can go 21 by 21, I believe, with the cactus farm, and I wouldn't mind producing more cactus and then eventually automatically piping it into my biomass system over here and start creating it more automatically, like in a cycle. Because what I want to do with this later on in another episode is I actually want to convert this biomass into the forestry biofuel, because I'm going to actually use that to produce some EU as well, so I can, you know, produce a lot of energy to make UU matter when I actually get there. So yeah, let's go outside and just check out what I got going for the cactus farm. Okay, here I am at the cactus farm, and before I do anything, I should mention that it seems that this current farming system that I have set up here, the tree farm, the wheat farm, and the cacti farm, are being phased out for a new system called multi-farms, and this uses all these blocks here. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, guys, I don't know too much about that, so I'm not going to dive into that in this episode. I'm going to keep the old system that I got going for now, and it still works. And yeah, I'm going to definitely get into the new multi-farm setup at some point, because I enjoy playing with the forestry mod and I want to stay up to date with it. But yeah, let's keep moving forward with this current setup. And as you can see, the 21 by 21 area is quite significantly bigger, which is the maximum amount that harvester is going to be able to handle. And hopefully that sends enough cacti over to the biomass facility just to keep it going in a continuous cycle. I do have my doubts. I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm probably going to have to build multiple cacti farms, maybe a sugarcane farm, and maybe start sending my wheat over there as well. But I will fool around with that on my own time. Right now, what the objective is just to kind of clean this up, make it look good, dig out the basement, and then I'll start moving into the phase 2, which will be sending the cacti over to the biomass facility. So give me a second. All right, so I've got the cactus farm set up and already going. I got everything piping to the biomass facility. I just decided to jump right ahead and have everything set up for you guys. And yeah, it's basically, I made this room a little bit longer. I didn't make it any wider. I figure, what's the point? I mean, there's nothing in here anyway, so there's no point in making it a really big, giant, empty room. But there's a lot of space here, and I'll probably do something with it at some point. But right now, what I decided to do is make a big, weird tunnel, kind of a red and black striped tunnel. Don't ask me why I did it like that. I have no idea, and I put in some black, those black fixture lamps inverted just to kind of lighten it up. And yeah, so what's going on here is the cactus is being piped through here through the buildcraft stone pipes. And let's take a look at the farm here, see what it looks like in its full size, its glory. It's pretty big. It's supplying quite a bit of cactus. And I decided to go overground here instead of my usual underground, and I built this kind of weird, I don't know what this thing is either, so it's just kind of a frame around the pipe. I thought it looked kind of cool. It kind of matches the, the wood color of the half sphere of the biomass facility. So as you can see, all that lovely cactus going through there. Oops. And let's check it out on the inside here. So it's coming across here, and my initial plan was to have it go directly into the hoppers and just have the switch on, constantly creating biomass. But I decided against that. It just really wasn't supplying it fast enough, just because cactus isn't all that good to make biomass, so it just goes through the fermenter super quick, and it's just hard to keep it full. I mean, the best item is probably the saplings, but I don't really produce enough saplings because I don't have my tree farm running all the time. I just kind of turn it on once in a while. So yeah, I got everything piping into a chest instead, and then I'm gonna have a wheat, probably do the same thing with the wheat farm as well, have it piped into this chest, and then maybe with the saplings as well at some point. But I'm probably gonna stop a little bit with the forestry, just because I gotta learn how to make those multi-farms. I've been reading up on it, and I think I've got a pretty good understanding on it. I might do it next episode. I'll see if I want to fool around with that this week or not. But yeah, we'll see. But other than that, that's pretty much my little cactus setup, which I think is, this thing's starting to look pretty cool. I think it's gonna look really cool down the road if I have a bunch of these pipes going all over the place. Maybe make some farms over here. I'm not sure my game's gonna be able to handle it. Right now my frames are not so good. I'm pulling 40-ish right now, which is not too bad for recording, but I don't want to dip below that 30 frames per second. I'm trying to figure out what's going on around my base that's driving my frame rates down. I think it's the tanks. I feel it's like the tanks. I don't know. Been trying to read up on it, but I'm not sure what it is. Seems to be a common issue with FTB. But anyways, what I'm going to do now to finish off the episode is I'm going to set up another quarry. Actually, I'm going to move the current quarry because the quarry that I have set up right now has hit the bottom. And I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. A couple of you guys have suggested to go the EU route with this advanced solar panels, and that's what I'll be doing. So I'm just going to finish off building those and then head over to the water over there and move the quarry over and get it going again. So see you guys in a second. All right, so yeah, I just went ahead and set this up as well. Since I already set one of these up last episode somewhere over there, and this is actually the same quarry, I just broke it down. But of course I went with a different setup than the red power solar panels and the blue electric engine. This time I went with the advanced solar panels that produce EU, and I got those shooting into an MFE, which is actually collecting energy. So that's good. That's going to help at night. Even though these do collect energy at night, it's always going to help to have a little bit extra juice in there because they obviously aren't as efficient at night as they are in the daytime. And I got the MFE hooked up to 2 electric engines, the forestry engines, and I might slap on a third one over here. I'm thinking about it because I think it will run. Yeah, we'll definitely run faster. It's running a little slower than my previous setup that I had, but it is running, so that's good. And inside these electric engines, I have the basic circuit board with an efficiency setup on it. I'll actually show you guys how to do that. You use a soldering iron, which I got right here. So you make one of these basic circuits, and you make one of these iron electron tubes. And then you pull out your soldering iron and you just kind of right mouse click and it pulls up this interface, and it's a little kind of screwed up in my texture pack. but it still works. So you just take the iron electron tube and just put one of those in there, and as you can see it says electric efficiency 1, and we're in the electric engine setup here. And then you take my basic circuit board and you just drop it in there, and there you have it. Get yourself basic circuit board with the efficiency on it, and that's going to allow these to run, basically allow them, they're going to take less energy, basically is what they're doing right now. They're taking 1 EU less per tick, so that's 2 EU in savings. And if I drop in another one in there, I think I'll be able to get away with it. Drop in a third one in there and make this thing roll a little faster. But that is pretty much it for this episode, guys. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and all the comments have been really cool. Especially in the last episode, got quite a bit of comments, so that was pretty groovy. But yeah, guys, I will see you guys next time. Later.